Okay, so I was like 5 years old, and I was just about to start school soon, and I was getting real excited. But the greatest thing was when my whole family poured into my dad's 1964 Pontiac Laurentian, and we drove the 15 or so miles of the Island Highway to the sprawling metropolis of Campbell River, and for our weekly grocery shop. And my mom took me to the Kresge's to buy a brand new school outfit. And I remember standing there looking in the full-length mirror at my white button-up shirt and my brown woolen slacks and my shiny black dress shoes. And I remember my mom standing behind me, like licking her fingers and trying to, like, you know, slick down my Partridge Family hairdo, because it was 1975. And I just felt so spiffy. I asked her, could I wear the clothes home? And she said, yeah. And so we go out to the parking lot and we see my dad and my brother there waiting by the car. And my dad takes one look and says, Christina, what the hell are you doing letting him wear those goddamn school clothes before school gets here? He's gonna wreck them. And my mom's like, it's okay, Norm, he's gonna break them in. And so my dad looks at me and goes, oh yeah? You get so much dust on those clothes and you're done for. But I didn't care, because I was on cloud nine. I was feeling so spiffy. I was 5 and feeling alive, riding in the car with my brand new duds. And we drove back down the highway towards where we lived, and we turned on a Wimbledon road, and we passed the place where the pavement ends and the gravel begins, and I was still feeling as spiffy as a kid could feel. And we got down to the end of the road to our driveway, and as we were turning in, I suddenly, well, it's like when a dog suddenly completely, instantly forgets about the stick he's been fetching all afternoon because he sees a bowl of Alpo there, right? I could have been wearing a potato sack. It didn't matter, because across the road from where we lived, in a big irrigation ditch full of muddy water, was a bunch of my neighborhood friends paddling around in an inflatable rubber boat. And I mean, that was it. Whoa! I'm pointing out the car window. Those guys got a boat! And the car didn't even stop. I was already out the door, running down the driveway, running back to have a look. And my dad's yelling after me, you stay away from that damn boat till you get off them school clothes! And I didn't get, I was yelling, it's okay, I'm just going to have a look. And I ran over to the gravel bank there, and I looked down, and man, they were having so much fun. I said, where'd you guys get that boat? And they were looking at me with big, beaming, happy faces. And their angelic voices were calling my name, and their willowy fingers were beckoning me to come forward in slow motion. And then it was like when a dog suddenly and completely forgets about his bowl of Alpo because the bitchin' heat just walked by. And the next thing I know, I'm in the rubber inflatable boat in my school clothes, paddling around with my buddies, having the best time. And it didn't last long though, because when my dad came back out on the front porch and saw where the hell I was, man, he let loose with this stream of profanity and stuff that wasn't even English. I don't know what was going on, but he was screaming his head off, and my friends were like, oh, we better get you back over. And so we got over to the bank, and I slowly got my one black shiny dress shoe out onto the loose gravelly bank, and then I very carefully got my other shiny black dress shoe onto the loose gravelly bank, and then as my friends pushed off with their paddles and floated away, I breathed a sigh of relief, and I stood up straight just as the loose gravelly bank gave way under my weight, and I slipped down 3 feet. And I looked down, and when I realized that I was standing in my brown woolly dress slacks up to my hips in muddy ditch water, I let out a slow wail that only built up and started sounding like a siren, and it built higher and higher. And it spread out across the neighborhood, and if you've been within a country mile, you know that young Clinton George Wilson was in a heap of trouble. And I just remember dragging myself out of that muddy ditch and walking back crying across the road. And I looked like Frankenstein with my arms out, my face all twisted and grotesque, and these big clumping steps because my formerly black shiny shoes were encased in big blocks of heavy mud, and my brown woolly dress slacks were 3/4 covered in this diarrhea-like substance. And I don't even know what happened next, because I'm assuming that it was so horrific when I got home that my mind has completely blocked it out, and that's probably for the best, but hey, at least I kept my shirt clean, right?